created the batteries. We've now done dedicated rooms. We've done a dedicated latrine. We've now got our battery storage area, and we've got two lots of barracks. Hey, g'day and welcome back for episode 3 of Oxygen's Not Included on the Oil Update. Well, we haven't struck oil yet, but I'm pretty sure that we're going to get oil fairly shortly. Well, not very soon, but hopefully we get oil by the end of the 5 weeks. I know we will. That's why they call it the Oil Update. We just need to find it. Okay, for those that are just coming in, what we've achieved is to set up the initial setup of the base, and we can have these guys moving along. So within our base, we've got Stinky, which is a chef. Probably not a good name for our chef. We've got Marie, our miner. We've got Joshua, our scientist. And we've got Nisbet, our architect. And Gosman, our artist. Now, what I'm actually going to do as well, and I really appreciate the comments that are coming in, is as I've got comments, and as I get more duplicates, I'm going to add them in there, probably starting from the next series. So you may actually see as you're following, your name just pop in there. So don't get astonished, but as I said, really appreciate the feedback. It's been good. So for this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on sorting out the accommodation, making sure we've got enough storage, and finalising the general tidy up. Then we're actually going to secure the area, because we've got quite a large area that we're not using. Tidy up this area here. And just get things back on track. We're going to look at our long-term water, and those that watched the last episodes, we've got a nice water geyser or a steam geyser here. So this is going to give us a large amount of water moving forward. And we may actually use this area or the existing water pool here to store that water going forward. So this one's very much going to be focused on establishing the base and making sure we've got secure oxygen and food to have a level of sustainability. From that, then we're going to go out and actually start exploring. Okay, so without further ado, let's now start going and moving and building, focusing on the rooms. So as we get some more millwood seeds, we'll put those in. Let's have a look at our food. We've got 22,000 calories, so we've got plenty of calories. Oxygen generation is also ample. So we've reached a level of equilibrium today where we're producing enough oxygen and we have enough food. So it's a good place to be at the moment. Okay, so we're going to tidy up these rooms. We'll look at the research. We now have an opportunity to do some research. I'm actually going to build the research on so I can actually get the blank canvases and the blocks, and then we can actually start building the rooms. So I'm going to build another room up the top here, and we should be able to get 3 beds plus 2 canvases, 2 paintings in each room, and secure that as an actual bedroom. And I shouldn't actually need this algae aquarium in here, actually. Put a bit of a door at the front, even though we found out the doors are pretty close to useless. Everyone just walks in. We need to be careful. I know we've got some slime over the side here, but we're right. By doing this, we'll designate these as actual bedrooms. If we look up in the top right hand corner, we can actually have a look at our overlays. So by pressing F11, it determines the overlay. So for a barracks, you need a minimum of 1 bed and 12 tiles. Now, there you go. I've dropped in the door. This has already gone green, and that's how it actually denotes the 12 tiles. So that's denoted as a barracks, and what it will actually do is Sleeping will restore additional stamina when they're actually in there. The next one we actually have is the latrine. We need a toilet, a wash station, and no machinery. So the problem, or the thing that I haven't done here, I haven't actually put a door. So as soon as I put a door, like so, what that should do when it's built, it should actually denote that as a bathroom, and as a bathroom or a latrine, it removes additional stress for duplicants while they're located in the latrine. So sometimes we just get in with the straight building, we forget that there's additional bonuses that can be given through certain actions. What this also should do is actually lock the creature in here, and it can just eat all the polluted dirt and that comes from here. So just put this door as a 9 very quickly. So that should lock the little creature in there, and there you go. It actually designates it now as a latrine. And he can eat as much of these resources as he wants, and he can generate coal, and I'm happy. This is fine. We're dropping all the polluted water in here. We've got the terranium, and it's doing a good job. And as you can see, there's still things to sweep up here, but I'm in no rush to sweep that up at the moment. Once this gets full, I will then cut away this, let it fall down, and we will then actually have this as the holding tank. We talked about it before. We also want to generate, but we've got a little bit of time. We want to generate the water to make sure we've got a full-time holding tank. The next thing we want to do, though, whilst we're building away, is actually now have a sustainable fuel supply. So at the moment we're surviving on a manual generator, and we want to move away from the manual generator and actually have something that's a little bit more stable. So let's now work on getting our first lot of power. And we're going to do that through our coal generator, and we need that through combustion research. So go to your research, move up to combustion research, internal combustions, and we've got a coal generator. So let's click on that. Whoops, no, we'll let that one finish and then we'll come back. Okay, welcome to the next day. So now we're going to focus on starting to build our coal generator. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be building the coal generator down in this area here. Obviously we've got our wall, and this is only a temporary water, so we're starting to run out of there, and we do need to start using our filtration system and looking at our second supply. But what I'm going to do is actually build down this way. It will give us a few more seeds that we can actually use, and then we can actually move into this area. So whilst we're waiting for the research to be completed, we can still obviously start building it. So for the coal generator itself, I think it's 3 squares high, so we're actually going to be working more on this area, and we can actually build that very easily down like so. What I actually want to do is I want to build the bottom first, and then once I've built the bottom, then I'll start doing the top, and that will just stop the supplies and everything else from dropping in there. Don't get your head stuck in there, Gosman. Get out of there, get out of there. Alright, well done. So now these guys can start digging away there. Now remember, obviously the fuel generator quite obviously builds heat. What it also does, not only does it build heat, it generates carbon dioxide. So we don't have them yet, but we've actually got mesh tiles, and we've got airflow tiles. What we're actually going to do, we're actually going to use the mesh tiles to put them here once we've actually built the mesh tiles, and it will drop the carbon dioxide down one level. We are then going to move our algae terranium down one level, and this will mean that the carbon dioxide generated from the power generator will come down, and the algae terranium will actually purify the carbon dioxide. So let's speed that up as they build that. And as you can see, once again, they're working on this area here, but they're working within the carbon dioxide. Look, we're not stressed, are we? Let's have a look at our vitals. Well, no, the stress is good. But what we do want to consider looking at is a massage table. We don't want our little friends here to get stressed. We've got plenty of power here, so we're actually just going to drop a massage table here. And let's link that up with a little bit of power. Hey, and we don't want the dupes going around telling people that they're stressed. We've got no more millwood seeds, but what I've seen is I think I've got some millwood seeds over... What have we got? What sort of seed is that? A millwood seed there. So once we get into this area here, we'll actually be able to pick up all these seeds. They're still sweeping in there. The water's fine. We should have a couple of cycles before that gets to be a concern. Edible, we got 19 calories for our 4 dupes, so we got plenty there, no concern. Now you can set these little arrows up on the top, which means when they actually wash their hands. Now they'll wash the hands when they've actually got germs on them. So what I can do is I can actually reverse these arrows to actually be, let's say, right. Which means they will not wash their hands as they come in. They'll only wash their hands as they're leaving, which means that they will stop the disease, the germs from being spread. They will carry the germs in, but it means that they do one spray over the toilets, and it will actually, it will clean that area. So we're actually going to dig all the way into this area over time. It's just about what we're going to use this area for. Now, what I could do, and I've just sort of seen as well, is we talked about having a generation room, and also the other room we're going to have is somewhere to actually put the algae terraniums. We could actually use this setup as we have it right now. Okay, I'm going to build another ladder now coming up this side, and this will just help with obviously the dupes making their ways up and down. Whoops, get out there, you're out of oxygen. Get out of there. What? Okay, so the poor little thing. Unfortunately, Nisbet has now have popped eardrums because she was working in that area and some dirt came down and blocked her in. There was a high change in pressure, and through the high change in pressure, it actually popped her eardrum. So what the effect of popped eardrums are is the stress changes by increases by 20%. For in this case here, just less than 0.4 of a cycle. So if we now look at where are we? Nisbet, there she is. There, she's up at 16%, but it's actually going to increase over the next cycle. But hopefully she'll be okay. Well, she will be okay. Won't have to say hopefully. Let's have a look at our research. That's now done. So now let's go and work on internal combustion. The next thing we want to do is actually look at air ventilation. So this one will actually, the mesh tiles, as we said, will allow both the liquid and the gas to flow through. The one we really want is the airflow, which will just allow the gas to actually fall through. Either or, it actually doesn't make a difference if the liquid actually falls through. The only downside for the liquid to fall through is it means it's getting closer. If it's actually contaminated liquid, it's actually getting closer to my water supply. Reports. We're doing okay. We've got a nice amount of oxygen generation. Food isn't as good. And I'm going to use this opportunity now to not only get myself a new dupe. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so we've got a new opportunity for a new dupe, and as we said before, I really appreciate the comments and the feedback I've got over a couple of series that I've started, and it certainly excites me for us to keep going with it. So what do we got here? We've got a level 8 technician for +1 creativity, medicine and tinkering, biohazard, all the vitamin C in space couldn't stop the student from getting sick. So I actually don't like this one. I'm a little bit nervous on that one. This one is a loud sleeper. I can get away the loud sleeper by just locking them into a small room. Has a very low expectation of decor, which is fine. The duplicate desires 0 or higher values become stressed in area of lower. So twinkle toes makes them misathlete, uncured decor expectation. Loud sleeper is a binge eater when he gets stressed. Both. This one doesn't like the fight. Uncultured as well, has low expectations. So we're actually going to take the runner. But let's get it in there. So first of all, I just want to thank Walker Bow, Walker Bow 39, for your comments on Maria, and you stood out on the fact that Maria didn't actually have a bed. So you know what? Welcome to the colony, Walker Bow. And you're going to be the first one to actually realise you don't even have a bed at all at first. And there you are, you've woken up and you've gone straight to sleep. Anyway, so let's now build this room, where we actually want to build the room. Throw a couple of cots in here. So 1, 2, 3, and we're actually going to put the decor, because we've got the blank canvases now, we're actually going to put them like so. And that's how we're going to build the rooms going forward. Now unfortunately Walker and Joshua, because you're a loud snorer, you need your own room, and we just haven't built those rooms yet. So let's speed that up. With here, we're going to start disassembling a little bit of stuff. So we'll deconstruct that building. And we should be way on the work, and we're starting to sort of get our internal combustion that we can actually build there. So as we said, we want to ideally use the airflow tiles, and we'll have that for pressure management, but for now we'll have it without the airflow tiles. So what we're going to do is build a couple of these terraniums down on the lower level here. What we're also going to do to get the maximum efficiency out of these terraniums, we're actually also going to put in a light. So we're going to put a ceiling light, as you can see, over those 3 tiles, and the ceiling light actually improves the oxygen that comes out of these. So we're doing okay on calorie intake, but I do want to build the rest. I don't think I've been able to pick up any more seeds. I haven't. But I've got a couple of seeds here. So once we tidy up and clean this area out, these will all be harvested. Plus it's got a nice collection of algae as well. We'll need that. So this cot we're actually going to assign to Walker Bow. And the reason for that is, and I'm sorry Walker, as much as you get your own cot, you're not in shared accommodation because you snore. So we'll throw them up here. And now if we actually look at our decor, whoop, we just need to get rid of the rocks and do the sweeping, and then they'll be a lot happier with everything that's in there. Ah, they're not sweeping because they've got no room. So I can actually deconstruct this. And let's build a couple more storage containers right here. Let's get this one out, then I can build probably 2 more. And we're doing well. The actual pollutants isn't actually filled up yet. Once again, this terranium has actually worked really well. Could have probably put it a little bit lower, but definitely it's actually helping. The other thing that's helping is obviously having these shine bugs is creating light for this as well, which is fantastic because it means that it's actually improving the oxygen that's coming out. So we should see an effect down here where that actually should tidy up this area. Let's speed it up a bit. Having 2 toilets is also good for a backup. So you get one that may be blocked and you've got someone that's busting to go to the toilet. It actually just has a bit of a saving grace to make sure that we don't have any accidents there. So lice loaf. Personally, I like the lice loaf because the mush bars, as much as you can just make the mush bars out of dirt, the problem with the mush bars is it actually also creates diarrhea. This area, I think, once I've got my storage here, I'm going to have this as showers and probably piped toilets and showers. The other area that we want to actually generate is actually a mess area, and also then a medical bay. Ah, now we can do the rest of the sweeping up. That was the problem. We just didn't have the storage space. It's not that they didn't want to sweep up. Okay, so we're just replacing these cots here. Then we're actually going to drop the... and like the top, it will create the room. The room is always there. So, but what it will do is now put the decor in, which will help. Someone wasn't an artist. This one's a masterpiece. I'm not sure why Nisbet actually just fell asleep straight here. I mean, we can give Nisbet this one, and we're happy. All right, so we're moving along. We'll just speed that cycle up to the next day. We've almost picked up everything here. Just got a little bit of sweeping to do down the bottom here. So I'll prioritise that sweeping. I actually don't know what this mark is, and I don't know if it's actually a glitch. If anyone knows, well, if you're sort of seeing it, wow, they're really bad paintings. Let's do a little bit of sweeping here. We're slowly tidying up this area. We've got a big open area here that is definitely obviously chewing up a lot of oxygen. We'll tidy this up here. We need to uproot and harvest this stuff. And this will give us a good couple of areas to start working on. So we've now finished our internal combustion. We're going to move on to the next one because we wanted the mesh tiles for the gas flows. So we're going to work on sanitation there, which will also give us our toilets and our showers. Now let's start building our internal combustion, and we'll actually finish this video once we've done our internal combustion. So the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take away all this. Or we're certainly going to take away these two features here. So take away the compost. Deconstruct, and I'm just going to build my compost in this little gap here. So and then I'll build my compost right there, which will be fine. We can actually pop our tiles. We don't have our airflow tiles yet. They haven't actually been generated. First thing, as we said, we're going to build our power. So we're going to build our coal generator, and that's going to be there. But what we also want is we want a couple of big batteries. And what I didn't realise, and I've completely forgotten, a very important point, these batteries here are really inefficient to start off with. So this has been a big mistake on my behalf. We want to delete those batteries and actually get the more efficient batteries as soon as possible. But to start off with, we're actually just going to, let's say, build 3 here. Connect the wires up. Once these are built, then we'll actually go away and actually destroy the other ones. So still the room is just a little bit bigger than needed. And remembering this is also going to generate a bit of heat. Now I've found with mine, this has been more than enough to provide power throughout the entire building. So we've almost finished the sweeping here. We've connected, we just haven't connected this last one. And that should actually finish the room off nicely. Just I'm going to put a couple of doors. Not that it designates it as a room, but it will certainly lock those in there, and it will mean that the battery will actually run without these guys constantly on these machines. So now I've got an electric charge there. I'll bring it down to normal. We're gonna up the priority here, so they definitely make sure that there's coal in there. If I look at my consumable ore, I've got 22 ton of consumable of coal, so that's going to be more than enough to keep that running for a while. The thing that we really want is we want the mesh tiles, and I'll be able to drop those in straight away. So whilst that's running, and it's also set at a limit of 50%. So when these batteries drop to 50%, then the coal generator will actually drop in when it drops down. So we'll let these build up. Once they get to about 50%, as you can see it's building up, but we're on 3 times. And that will actually churn away during the night. Looking at the oxygen, it's still looking good. Got a good amount of carbon dioxide parked away in the corner here. Okay, welcome back. Another morning's actually and we're actually going to finish it up here. As I said, we want to make sort of some fairly quick 20 to 30 minute videos so you can just watch them as you come through. So coal's building up. We're now at full charge here, so they shouldn't jump onto the bike for a while. I'm just going to delete these two, or deconstruct them, because at the moment they don't add value. They're actually quite, as you can see there, they actually produce more heat. They don't store a lot of batteries, so we're just going to finish those off. But we've got enough power here with the batteries. It will create a little bit of heat. So what we've actually been able to do here is we've created the batteries. We've now done dedicated rooms. We've done a dedicated latrine. We've now got our battery storage area, and we've got two lots of barracks. Nice little storage area here, nice little food grow plot, and I think we've got a couple more seeds. Yes, we do, so let's plant those seeds. Now we've cleaned out almost everything out of here. We're just about to get rid of the tiles and the walls, but we're in no rush, and we'll drop that down. I do like the algae terranium here. That has just been nice to sort of control the carbon dioxide. So never done that before, and that's been a great little thing. Everything's wired up, so supercomputers on there. We're going to book another research task in there, which is pressure management to allow the airflow tiles. And we've got that in place. So now we've got the new tiles with the mesh tiles. It doesn't obstruct liquid or air to drop down. Now it actually doesn't make a difference on the way that I've actually built this, because if something leaks, it's going to run into this water anyway, and that's just I guess a little bit of a poor design that we have. So what I may do is now just put a couple of these tiles and what this will do is the carbon dioxide that's actually getting generated from the coal generator. So when you click on it, as you can see there, it actually emits 21.7 or 20, around about 20 kilojoules or grams per second of carbon dioxide. So that carbon dioxide is going to drop down in the room below, but the algae terranium will actually purify it and then generate good oxygen to flow up. Also, because of the location here, it's a very short walk for them to continually to pump the water in there. Okay guys, so thank you very much. I'm going to finish it up there. We've now created a level of stability in this session. So from here, we're going to finish doing the building. We're going to build some showers, so we're actually going to do plumbing and showers and piping using this facility here. We're also going to look at seeing how we can come into this geyser. That's going to be in the next couple of episodes. So to finish up, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Please hit the subscribe button, because I will try and get these out every couple of days as I keep building this colony. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like. It does help me a lot. and I look forward to seeing you in the next session. But don't forget, leave your comments. I've got one more dupe here. I'm going to open up the next colony in the next session by picking a dupe and naming him. So thank you, good luck in your colony, guys, and look forward to seeing you in the next session. Bye.